Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to EM Sports. Welcome for the preview of the weekend matches, the review of the weekend matches. We start with the results of the English Premier League. You know, it is match week 35 for all teams apart from Man City and Crystal Palace who have a game in hand. Yeah, the match will be played later this month on 19th, I think, on 19th, where Man City will face Crystal Palace. Man City have played 34 games and Crystal Palace, but all other English Premier League teams have played 35 matches. So we are remaining with 3 match weeks to end the 25-26 season. This was the results for the Premier League on Friday. Leeds United beating Burnley. That was a usual one because Burnley have already gone down. And then on Saturday, Brentford beating West Ham 3-0. And then Newcastle beating Brighton 3-1. I did not see this coming, but it is Newcastle. Even on the preview I said, with Newcastle this season, you never know what you are getting from them. But I think they deserved that. Newcastle have been decent, and because of fixture congestion maybe affected them, and also the injuries. They have had so many to deal with the injuries. Like Joe Linton has already been injured like the whole season and things like that. So Newcastle beating Brighton 3-1, and then Wolves draw with Sunderland 0-0. Wolves already has gone down. Arsenal winning Fulham against Fulham 3-0. That was one of the best games in terms of the attack I have seen from Arsenal this season. And then FC Bournemouth beating Crystal Palace 3-0. FC Bournemouth are 15 games unbeaten now in the Premier League. Remember, their manager is leaving, Antonio Areola. And then Manchester United beating Liverpool 3-2. That was also one of the biggest. The Manchester United-Liverpool, the biggest fixture in English football. Remember, these are two most successful clubs in the English Premier League, both winning 20 times. Tottenham winning against Villa at Villa Park. I think this one I talked in the preview about maybe Villa resting players because of the Europa League semi-finals, which they are down 1-0. So they need to overturn that. And then on Monday yesterday, another big day in the Premier League. Chelsea losing to Forest B. That is Nottingham Forest B. We lost to Nottingham Forest B at home 3-1. What can I say about Chelsea, manzi? Chelsea, wherever we have reached, is that the owners look at themselves and try to think, what do they need really? Are they here for, even if it is business, is it making sense? That is the question these owners need to ask themselves. They need to ask that question in a very honest way. Even if it is business, is this business making sense? That is the question. Is it the business making sense? Because I don't think if you will succeed moving the way you are moving, even if it is in terms of money, let's talk as businessman. Maybe the fans will overreact. Yeah, maybe. But are you going to make anything out of this mediocrity you are creating? This is just a question for the owners. Are you going to make anything out of this? At the end of the day, these players, you have splashed a lot of cash on them. There's no structure. There's just chaos from up to top, from top to bottom. It is just chaos. Chelsea losing to Nottingham Forest Team B. Nottingham Forest made around 9 changes in their first 11. Is this the direction Chelsea want to take? If we continue like this, we have said Bluko out. Yeah, it is the only thing that can save this team. But before even you sell this club, you call yourself a meeting. Ask yourself, is this the way you want? Even if it is your personal business, live about a football club, even your personal life, is this how you want things to move? Is this how Chelsea was created to be moving? Roman Abramovich, for the last 2 decades, that is 20 plus years, we have been the most successful club in terms of winning trophies. There's no season that has gone without us winning a trophy. Either it's a Carabao Cup or is it. But is this the way we have been moving? We have lowered the standards too low at this football club. We have lowered the standards too low. The owners, a message to you. Yeah, we want you to sell out the club and leave. That is the only solution. But as a person, when you sit there in the stand, Egbali, you are there, making people like Thiago Silva to shed tears because of what they are seeing is just shambolic. What they are seeing. Losing to Nottingham Forest, Team B, that makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. We have a manager who does not even have a pro license or UEFA A license. He doesn't have. And he's there. John Terry was there. Rosinia was a mistake to start with. That's a criminal. That guy should be even serving in jail. A person who just decided that Rosinia can lead Chelsea. That thought only. That guy should be in jail because that is nonsense. But anyway, how do we expect? We are being run with the sporting directors that doesn't even understand anything. These sporting directors came from Southampton. Southampton is relegated, is in championship. Another ones came from Brighton. Where is Brighton? Brighton is a mid-table team, a business team. But they do it better than us because they don't splash millions on buying players. They buy players with a small amount of money, but they sell them. And also they remain competitive on a football front. But for us, we buy players, millions of millions. We buy a 100 million player Caicedo from Brighton. We turn him into 30 million player at Chelsea. What is that? What was that? The owners need to look at themselves. Leave all about this nonsense called a model or a model or something. Let's leave this nonsense. Let's come back to our senses and think about the football. Even if you don't want to win trophies, it's fine. But you want to make money in football. How will you make money? To make money in football, you need to be competing in the Champions League every season. That's one. Compete in the Champions League. Make sure that you are qualifying into the Champions League before you make money. How will you make money? Those players that you have bought in, if you start selling them one by one, even now, you cannot recoup the money you put into them. You cannot. Caicedo cannot give you 115 million pounds that you spend on him. Palmer, maybe you spend 40, you can get 60, 70. Yeah, okay, fair play. Neto, you bought at 60. You cannot sell Neto even past 40 million pounds. You are just keeping on making losses on these players. What is happening? Giving us sporting directors, 5 of them, clueless, all of them. Now, 5 for doing what? We don't have even a manager. When Rosinia left, the best thing was to just give John Terry a team. He's there. Give John Terry chance. He was there. Give him a chance. Let him lead this team for the next 5 games. That's what Man United did with Carrick. They brought in Carrick, but they brought Steve Holland alongside him. If the form is to go by, the form that we are in right now, since Carrick took over, Manchester United are on top of the league. Are they playing well? No, they are not playing well. But are they winning the game? Yes, because of what? They feel good factor in the dressing room. Because Carrick, if he stands there, he has won Champions League, he has won the Premier League, he bleeds Manchester United, he has played all his entire career at Manchester United. If he stands in front of all the players of Manchester United, they listen at him, they listen on what he's saying. But now at Chelsea, you bring in McFarlane, even doesn't have even a license that is required to coach at the highest level. But it's because he comes from the kinetic something. Yeah, there's all about the story of kinetics and something that is ruling Chelsea, from Joe Shields and all those. What was that? That was nonsense of the highest order. For the Chelsea owners, you are still here. We want you gone, of course, but you will not go today or tomorrow. But we want you gone. That is our message. But the few minutes you are around, or the few months you are around, what are you thinking about yourselves? What legacy will you leave? Because even you are damaging your image elsewhere. That was nonsense from Chelsea. And it is nonsense. Expect that. On Saturday, we play Liverpool at Anfield. I don't think we will do anything. Yesterday, I gave Chelsea a lot. I just thought, and it happened the way I thought, and the way I was also even saying on my preview. You can watch my preview. You can even watch the stream. I was saying there, Nottingham Forest will rest players because of the stake. What is at stake for them? The European title. It's at stake for Nottingham Forest. They will rest the players. Okay, they are in that relegation, but not actively in the relegation battle, because relegation battle, Wolves have left, has gone down. Also, Burnley has gone down. So it is between Tottenham and West Ham. Forest, okay, they can come in, but they are not so active at the moment. But they are like safe wherever they are. But that was nonsense, man. I knew they will rest players. Team B, and exactly that's what happened. They rested 9 players from their Europa League win over Aston Villa. But we played like children, kids. That's what we were doing. So, Bluko, as much as we are calling you out, you must think about yourself. I believe in people who can do the right thing. You are not the people to do the right thing, but as long as you are here, the few minutes you are here, or hours, or days, or month, you are here. Please do the right thing. Do the right thing. The next manager should not be a mediocre manager. We don't want to hear about Marco Silva and things like that. We don't want. If it is we are going the route of experimentation again, since you are here, Cesc Fabregas should be the least we can expect from you lots. Bring in Cesc Fabregas as the manager, bring in John Terry as the assistant coach to Cesc Fabregas. Bring in people who understand the club. Give us only one sporting director to assist these guys run the club. Sign us center backs. Give us a proper winger. The Garnacho, Gittens, and thus the Netos, we are tired of those guys. Give us someone. For Neto, for me, I logged out about Neto. For Gittens and Garnacho, let's give them one more season. But let's have someone who can improve these players. Fabregas is the guy. For me, I will go for Cesc Fabregas. If we are not, because there's no any serious manager who is coming near this Chelsea nonsense. No one. Jose Mourinho is not coming. Conte cannot come. So who else? Who else is out there you can convince? No one is coming near. Can we go back to Maresca, which was even a mistake to start with? No. So Chelsea's rotten. The Chelsea owners, please spare us, man. You have taken us for a ride. Spare us. And then there was also another game between Manchester City and Everton. I had this feeling that Man City was about to drop points because the last 2 games, remember at EM Sports we bring you games, you can check on our page and you see we bring you a lot of matches every weekend. We try to, especially these big teams, we try to bring those games, so we watch them, and I watch them on a weekly basis. I have watched Man City since they won the game against Arsenal at Wembley, the Carabao Cup. They have not been like the pressure kicked in. You know, before then Arsenal was ahead like with 6 points or something, also 9 because of the game in hand. So Man City, like they were there, like they were playing without pressure, saying, okay, let's just give our best. We wait for Arsenal to make mistakes. Arsenal did that, made mistakes, lost to Bournemouth, and then Man City now bounced. When they come, they beat them in the finals of the Carabao Cup at Wembley, and then beat them at Etihad. So give them that. But since then, Man City have not been playing well. I think pressure came in, and you can realize Man City still, they have done a lot of restructuring, or they started to build a new team. And this current crop of players, they have the Rodris and the whatever, but they are still not, they haven't gelled together well. So they have been struggling with pressure also for the last 2 games. That is Southampton and Burnley. So I had a feeling Man City, this Everton team on a good day at their ground, David Moyes, they play physical game, they play counter-attacking football with the Doué and something. Man City, they were lucky to get even that draw, especially second half. Everton could have scored so many goals yesterday. Doué alone, Ndiaye alone, missed like 3 chances, 1-on-1. So that game could have easily went like 5-3 or 5 something against Man City. But that's that. For me, I'm happy. Not that Man City lost, of course. If you know me, I'm the biggest fan of Pep Guardiola. I think he's the best manager I have seen during my era. Yeah, he's the best manager I have seen. But we want the league to be competitive so that we are eager to see what happens. Yeah, if Man City, he has, for the 10 years, Pep Guardiola has won the league 6 times. So it is not, it will be, for me, I prefer like we have different winners every now and then so that we make the Premier League lively as it has always been. So it is up to you now, Arsenal, what you do. God has given you another chance. It's up to you now. There's nothing we can do. If you come and the weekend play West Ham, do your own nonsense, that's all. But I think from now henceforth, I think Arsenal will going to win this league because I don't think West Ham will stop Arsenal because Arsenal remain with West Ham, Crystal Palace and Burnley. I don't think Arsenal will stop. For me, put everything, Champions League, try as much as you can today to qualify. If you qualify, well and good. If you don't, please concentrate on the 3 games. Those are 3 finals. So Arsenal have a total of 5 finals to win a double this season. That is today against Atletico Madrid, second leg. Remember that game will be live on EM Sports from 10 p.m. They will be playing in London at the Emirates, second leg. Remember the tie is 1-1. But Atletico also rested the entire team. So it will be a very entertaining game. And Atletico is a team that you can never rule out. You can never rule out. Okay, I still fancy Arsenal to go through, but Atletico will give them a challenge. And even they are not very careful, Atletico have some people who can hurt them, the Alvarez's, Griezmann and everything. So it's up to you. In the Premier League, it's up to you, Arsenal now. The game is not 50-50, it is 80-20 in favor of Arsenal. Because if Arsenal win their games, even if it is 1-0, they finish this league 2 points ahead of Man City. Man City, they still have Villa, they still have Palace, they have to play Brentford, and another game. They have like 4 games to go, Man City. Those games are, they have Villa, they have Palace, they have Brentford, then who else? They are just tricky fixtures. They are tricky fixtures. Yeah, they can drop. Oh, and Bournemouth, FC Bournemouth. Especially FC Bournemouth are away. I think Ariola is making his name because he's on the market. He knows Manchester United is in for him. Chelsea is in for him. Also Real Madrid. Those are big vacant jobs. So he wants to show that he is ready. Remember, he has already announced he is leaving, and he also, Bournemouth have moved on. They have a new manager in. So I think for them, Ariola is trying to do something special. So Man City, even to win at Bournemouth, it will not be easy. But I think Man City can win all those 4 games. So it is up to Arsenal to win all their games. Otherwise, that's that. Champions League today. I think Arsenal will go through. For my own personal instinct, I think Arsenal will go through. How, I don't know. Maybe even we may require penalties. I don't know. We may require penalties. So that's my thought on that. But Arsenal, I think I fancy Arsenal to go through. Tomorrow, big one. Bayern Munich welcoming PSG, second leg. The first leg was top. Giving us a match like we have never seen before this season. We hope for the same tomorrow. But I hope the teams also will defend better. We don't want to see this basketball. We want to see entertaining game, yes, but not a basketball kind of score. No, let's see a game that men can run, men can play. And that's what we are looking for tomorrow. So remember, on EM Sports today, we are bringing you Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Tomorrow we'll bring you Bayern Munich versus PSG live from Allianz Arena. And then we will bring you on Thursday at Nottingham Forest, Villa versus Nottingham Forest live from Villa Park for the Europa League. We are on the end tail of the season. Remember, this is the final month in the Premier League, the European Cups. And on 16th, we bring you the final between Man City and Chelsea. Then on 27th, we bring you Europa League final. We'll see who qualify by the end of this week. And then on 30th of June, of this May, we bring you Manchester. We bring you the Champions League final. Who will be, we don't know. But at the end of the week, we will know who has qualified to Budapest. And then the World Cup starts also in June. The World Cup starts June 11th, South Africa versus Mexico, and then we will also be bringing all the as much as, but we will cross that bridge when we reach there. But at the moment, Thank you so much for those who have subscribed to this channel. We are at 287. We thank you all for those who have subscribed. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate you and we say thank you. Remember to share the link, subscribe, share with the friends, colleagues at work, share with everyone so that we can grow this community together. Please subscribe and thank you. Have a good day.